Hello everyone. It is currently a time I'm unaware of because I don't have a watch or a phone near me. 7:59 a.m. on Thursday the 15th of August. And I thought today I'd do a kind of day in the life-y, self-employed work routine situation. I think it's going to be a good day. I brushed my teeth this morning, partly because I needed to, but also because I wanted to stew over in my head whether doing this video was a good idea today, because I have some very clear priorities of things that I need to get done, and I know this is going to throw me off because it's a whole added layer of things to remember to do in the day. But it feels like it's been a long time since I've done a video like this, because I just felt like it in the moment, and I want to reclaim some of that. So let's do it. Some context before we begin, because don't we just love a bit of context? I woke up this morning, I've been awake probably for like 45 minutes now. Thursdays are non-client days for me, so I keep my Thursdays and Fridays client free. I do have a client today at 1 o'clock, which was a reschedule, but no kind of biggie. It's a one-off, someone that I've worked with for like a year now, so it's not like something that kind of sticks in the middle of the day that I get preoccupied with, so I'm kind of chill about that. Rachel from the editing booth here, i.e. the future, the current past, but the future, according in life, the future of this Rachel would think it was the future. Anyway, you get me. I wanted to drop by to just show you what my calendar looked like at the start of the day, because when I said I had nothing in it with this client, this is what it looked like, right? And then I'm also going to show you where it ended up, which is this. And that isn't me adding things like time blocking in during the day. This is me at the end of the day, or actually a few days later as I came to do this editing, putting it in after the fact. And I do this for a few reasons. For one, I've done it in this video so you can see what my day actually ended up looking like, because there is an inherent chaos in what you're about to watch, ain't that the ADHD experience, that actually when you put it into the structure of the day, it's like, oh, okay, there is order to this. So I'm doing it so you can see that. But I also do this a lot for my own benefit, which is I track afterwards what my day looked like, to help prove to myself that it was productive and it was worthwhile. And because if I leave it empty, I'll just be like, oh, I guess I did nothing that day. But also to help prove to myself and see what is the amount that I can get done in the chunks of time that I am working. And also just help me to trust that the process that I go through, that can often feel quite tiring and is constantly in need of adaptation, does get me somewhere. So I just wanted to show you where we are headed. The sun is shining. It's a good day today. That's partly why I think I have such a spring in my step. I woke up and was like, I'm ready to go. So I think the weather always has an impact on my ability to start the day. I also have quite clear priorities, or not even quite clear. I know exactly what I need to do. The question of whether it will get done is a different one, but I know what it is that I'm aiming for today. So even though I just have time, I have a client at 1 and then literally my whole day is free and open. Which sometimes can be overwhelming, right? You're like, where do I start? How do I do it? I know what I need to get done. It's one of the occasions where I've woken up with like this sense of determination. And there's a few reasons for that. I think it's partly where I'm at in my hormonal cycle. I'm not at the PMS bit where I wake up like, honestly, just like glitching over whether to shower or brush my teeth first. This is like a particularly good time for me on that. The knowing what my priorities are, because I sat down and worked it out yesterday, helps with that determined spring in my step. The weather helps. And yeah, something else that happened this morning, which was unusual, is I felt this intense pull to go for a walk. Again, that's like a foundational habit for me, where I know that if I go for a walk, it will set me up for the day. It gets out some restless energy. I'm like a dog. I'll see a tree or a cloud and I'll be like, isn't the world a wonderful place? But getting myself out there is challenging. So for some reason today, that's what I feel like doing. Water. Not had any water yet, so we're going to do that. Sorry. Google just showed me a sensational sunset. Sunset? Sunrise. Oh, it's changed. But here's another one. Wait, can you see this? What a life we lead. So my current thoughts on what I'm going to do today is go for a walk. That was just my head spinning about where and how long for and why, without purpose, apart from the purpose being the walk, but then what route. I think we're just going to go in on a nice like long walk though. And then when I come back, sit down, look at my priorities for the day, explain to you what they are, what are the things that I'm resisting, etc., etc., and then do some stuff. So let's see how it goes. So I live near some pretty busy main roads and a lot of like concreted, pavented areas. But once you're like, I'm going to say 7 minutes, maybe 5, out of there, it's beautiful. You can still hear the roads, but it's getting past that first 5 to 7 minutes and to the nice bit that is always a bit of a hump. And I'll be honest with you, I set off within 2 minutes. I was like, are we not done with this walk yet? Like the prospect of, because I'm going to go on a loop as well, it'll probably end up being, I'm going to say 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I'm already like, But once I settled into it and just surrendered and like breathed and looked at the clouds, it's good. It's a place of peace and calm. My mind's just ticking over. It's wondering. This is honestly the best thing that I could do every morning. But as I'm sure you'll know, it's hard to do it. But today we're going with the whim of it. And I don't know why, I could and I will overanalyze what it is about the specific conditions of the current moment that make me motivated to do this. And that is a very helpful exercise to do, especially if you really feel like you have no clarity on what drives you to do certain things. But also I think there's something in just accepting and surrendering to the fact that sometimes it's seemingly random and you've just got to capitalize on it when you can. So, oh, birds. Also, can we talk about music for a minute? Because actually, the moment where I settled into it was when I put my music on and I was like, yes, vibes. I quite frequently just play my Spotify on repeat playlist, especially if I'm struggling to make a decision on what I want to listen to, because it's all the bangers I've been listening to on repeat constantly. So you know that if you just need a little bit of an uplift or a little bit of a start to the day, it's the right kind of thing for you. So that's given me a little boost. Back to it. We're back. We're home. It is 9:24 a.m. Now I know, because I have a doorbell situation, camera doorbell, that I left at 8:21 a.m. So that walk was 40 minutes, because since then I've been and got coffee and bagels and spoke to Mr. Rachel for a bit. So that walk was 40 minutes. Delightful. I also checked my calendar and realised my 1 o'clock client is actually at 11:30, but I'm really glad that I didn't know that this morning, because what would have happened is I would have been like, oh, it's 8. I have a client at 11:30. How could I possibly go on a walk? I don't know how long it's going to take. It's going to eat into the time. What if I'm late? When in reality, it's 9:25. I have literally 2 hours to my client. So, okay, next portion of the morning. First commentary, breakfast. The never-ending saga of feeding oneself. In short, this is a cheese and bacon bagel. It is one of my favourite things from the coffee shop around the corner from me. Favourite things in life. Does it give me any nutritional value? No. Does it set me up for the day? No. But on a day like this, I'm just eating what's there for convenience. We haven't done a food shop. There's not much in the house. Last month I was on a regime in food prep zone, super organised with it, went really well, lasted about 3 weeks. And then the novelty wore off. My routine was thrown out because I went away for a while, and I'm just not in that zone right now. But I am just such in a point in life where I am so fine with that, because it will come back around. And right now we're not in that era. We're focusing the energy on something else. We're going with the flow. So we're gonna eat this delicious cheese and bacon bagel. We're gonna not feel no shame about it, and we're gonna continue living life. The next portion of my day is working out priorities. I have a to-do list type book. I have my journal. I'm not going to journal this morning. I just don't feel the need to. I've been journaling. Sorry, there's bacon in my teeth. I've been journaling for the last 6 years, on and off. It's now one of those things for me that doesn't need to be a dictated part of my routine. I will use it when it's helpful. Sometimes I get in a tiz and realize I haven't journaled for a week, and I'm like, oh, that's why. But I know it's effective, and so I'll use it when I need to use it, and that's fine. So right now, I don't feel like I need to, because I've done my almost mind-wandering processing on my walk. Oh, also, I do have an office, and this is normally the type of thing that I like to do in my office, put my music on, do my to-do list and whatnot. But my office is a mess at the minute, and I know if I go in there, the risk is that I will get caught up with doing the tidying up and not do the to-do list, or delay doing the to-do list. Now, it kind of doesn't matter. Both things really need to happen today, probably. No, they do. So it kind of doesn't matter, but right now I just feel like doing it in my dining room, so we're going to do it in the dining room. While I was in the coffee shop, they were playing Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it reminded me I'm in a Red Hot Chili Peppers era right now for some reason. So I put on their album Blood Sugar Sex Magic because it's the best one. Just had a little bounce and a little boogie while I worked through my to-do list and ate my breakfast. But as you'll find out shortly, didn't go that well. Okay, I'm not really sure why, but I am struggling today to write my to-do list, which is weird because it's already there. Bless me. Like yesterday I sat and bucketed and outlined my priorities, and I just need to take them from there and put them into today. So I don't know why I'm getting stuck, but I thought I would talk it through with you because part of what I wanted to show in this video is how I prioritize. I don't know if I'm in my head about it because I'm adding the video element, very confusing. But verbalizing is helpful, and one of the ways I do figure out my priorities is almost like telling it like a story, not quite a story, but like in my journal I will just write like, currently this is what's going on, these are the things that happened yesterday, this is what's on my mind, this is what needs to happen or I want to happen, and I fully verbally like write it all out. So I guess I'll do that with you right now. So yesterday I decided on what my priorities were, or what are the things that need to get done by the end of today, and then by the end of Saturday. And I have 3 like buckets of things that I'm focusing at the minute. So getting new coaching clients, growing and nurturing my new YouTube membership, and working on YouTube in general because I want to put out more videos, and I feel like since I did that RSD video, have like overcome this major blocker, various other things as well, but I'll save that for another time because that is big life revelations brewing, I think. But I feel like I want to build some momentum in YouTube. So there's like actions that I need to take in service of getting new clients, of doing stuff with the YouTube membership, and of creating new YouTube videos. Okay, here's where I'm getting stuck, right? What I recorded last week a YouTube video explaining the Access to Work scheme, which is a funding scheme for England, Scotland and Wales to get grant funding, to get money for things like ADHD coaching and other resources and support. I know it's dry, but it's super helpful. And I've been procrastinating on it for so long, and I've recorded it and it's edited and ready. However, what I wanted to do today was to add visuals into the editing because it's quite a lot of information. So I wanted to add like checklists and whatnot. And it's important to me that I do that, but it's something that I don't know and I'm going to have to learn. And that adds like a weight of like, oh. And also I split it into 2 videos, and in the video I talk about the second video, but I haven't recorded that one yet. And now that's feeling, although as I'm explaining it, it's not feeling as bad as I thought it was. It's just feeling like, oh, that's a whole thing. So I think part of my struggle to lay this out today is like, there's some resistance because these are things that are important for me to get done, but they require a level of intensity that my brain automatically is like, oh, we could not. But I haven't taken my meds yet, and that tends to help. Where am I going with this? Oh, why? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I know that I need to do a couple of bits of admin, and I need to send some emails because I've updated how past clients can work with me, and how they book sessions with me. And I did that yesterday, and I need to communicate that today. So I think we start with that, because you're on the journey with me. And I feel like that will just like psychologically unlock the next bit of what I need to do today. Because realistically, whatever I do with this YouTube video today, it's not going to happen between now and my next client. I mean, it could, because I've got an hour and 45, but I just don't feel attentionally ready for that yet. And after 12:30, I literally have the rest of the day to play with. Although as we get to that, this video is going to be so long, I don't know how I'm going to edit it. As we get to that, you'll start to see, I imagine, the energy dips and the breaks that are required. We'll do that first, one bit at a time. Okay, but why haven't I moved yet? Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the time it took me to get up 2 flights of stairs, I quickly realised that I wasn't quite in the admin zone just yet.
Okay, I'm going to spend some time tidying my office. I think there's an interesting thing with this that I'm trying to get better at or more okay with, which is, as someone with ADHD, not assuming that every time you are doing something that you quote unquote shouldn't be, that it's purely procrastination. I think there's a difference between like procrastinating and like, I don't know what I would call it, like lead up or preparation time. So for example, I know that there's some admin-y, email-y things that I need to do, but I can't settle because my office is a mess. So I'm going to tidy my office. And like, you could be like, oh, look at me, I'm procrastinating because I'm not doing the thing I need to because I need to tidy my office. Because I'm tidying my office instead. But actually, like, it's all part of like psychologically preparing myself for the next thing that I need to do. And if you don't see it that way and you see it as purely like procrastination and avoidance and like shirking your responsibilities, you just feel bad about yourself all the time. So there's also this question of like, does it matter? Like, does it matter which one I do first? In this instance, no. So let's do some tidying. I have misplaced my phone and it has the music. Ah! For real, where have I put it?
£1 million to whoever can see where my phone is right now that was actually right in front of me. Disclaimer, I'm not actually going to give you £1 million, sorry.
Do you know where it is? It's underneath here. Ah, fun. Fun for all the family. Okay, so we are clear. What's wild about this is, like, this recording is now 11 minutes and 48 seconds, which means that that's taken me like 10 minutes to do. Right? So when we're agonizing in this place of like, oh, but I'm procrastinating and doing what I need to do, that was 10 minutes and I feel cleansed, like genuinely. Feels really good. Ooh! That is an hour and 18 minutes until my next client. Next client, one client of the day. Okay, glasses, water, meds. Glasses, water, meds. Glasses, water, meds. Glasses, water, meds. What's funny about this is I've still got the mic on, so can you, oh my god. So can you still come on a journey with me? You can't see me, but you can hear me. Mrs. Glasses, water, meds. Okay, we found the glasses just by happenstance. Glasses, water, meds. My meds are in my office and also downstairs. So which one am I gonna do? Kitchen. There. I'll put water in a bottle because that actually makes it easier to carry it upstairs. Ooh, antihistamines are included in meds and they are here and not in my office, so let's do that. So we've got an antihistamine, we've got a 10 milligrams of methylphenidate. Let's do that now rather than carry them. What is currently happening in my little lovely pea brain is that I absolutely have time to do the emails that I need to do, but I don't want to. Even though I'm pretty sure it's already almost drafted. Like, honest to God, it'll take me 10 minutes. But it's not interesting, is it? I'm just going to do it. We're just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. What else would I possibly do? Enjoy life. No, we got this. Okay. Whoa, we're going through a journey through time and space. This is actually quite a fun little view, isn't it? I've been thinking about doing some more body doubling. Okay, come on, Rach. You can do this. You can do this. Ugh. Hot potato. Right, come on, Rach. Bin. Bin. You can do this. You can do it. Oh, did I take my meds? Yeah, I did. Right. We can do this, Rach. We can do this. But what we've decided we're going to do first is just, okay, come on, Rach. You can do this. We can do this. We got this. Ah! By the way, I'm just playing this for you so you can, like, this is not me saying this for your benefit. This is how I talk to myself on a daily basis, because you got, I mean, if I'm not doing it, no one's doing it for me. Do you know what I mean? Apart from that, we're directly counteracting the voice in my head. The many voices in my head. I mean, it's probably worse because you're here, because I'm aware I didn't finish that thought process, but I've moved on with my life. Okay, what I'm going to do first... Okay. We're not going to do that, because I... As you can see, I'm in such turmoil about it, and there is a time later in the day where it will just happen, and it won't feel this hard. Which will be probably will be medication related, but also sometimes, weirdly, in the evenings, my brain that's just like admin time for me. There's no consequence for me not doing this right now, but what do I do instead? Is it? Don't know. I'm gonna just stop fucking talking. How about that? How about we just not? How about we just... We're gonna take a break.
5 minutes later.
Okay, what's happened here, which is entirely fascinating, is as soon as I turned off the camera, my brain scanned the things that I needed to do today and which one I felt like doing right now. And now I'm editing the Access to Work video and like learning how to put stuff into it graphics wise, and it's just like fine. And it's what I want to do. So if you need proof that sometimes you just need to switch to a different type of task, there you go. Like, I'm fully settled and in this now. I'm pretty confident that this happened before my meds kicked in. They might have kicked in by now. But roll in with it. Okay. Hello, it is currently 11:14 a.m. I know my meds have kicked in because I'm very, very in the zone with this now. The application that I'm going to talk about today has a focus on ADHD. But I'm going to have a break in a minute. Okay, so my break largely consisted of me wandering around the house aimlessly for a couple minutes, wondering what I was doing and why I was there. But it's good to have some context changed. Realised that what I needed for my clients is I have these Stimags magnets that whenever I get on a client call and realise I don't have them, I regret it and I end up like being at risk of just randomly putting on Vaseline because it's there. Or I do have this stone that I just really like the texture of, but nothing beats these. I like to have them on my client calls for fiddling with. The other thing I try to do, and I don't always remember this, and by the way, I will caveat every single thing that I am telling you today with this is not something that I do regularly, consistently, or do for an extended period of time. Like, I just have this random... random is totally a disservice to all of the work that I have done on myself in my life to say that this is random, seemingly random. I have a variety of a toolkit of things that I know help me that I will use at different moments. So anything that I say that I am doing, this isn't me being like, this is what my everyday looks like. This is purely this is what today looks like. And there will be aspects of this that tomorrow will look the same and tomorrow won't look the same. But the one I was going to tell you about, blah, blah, blah. What I like to do at different portions of the day is to just have a little moment with myself to pause and be like, where am I and where am I going? I do this quite frequently. I think it's particularly ADHD in the sense of like forgetting what the hell is going on, but also just being able to take stock so I feel ready for the next portion of the day. So I'm just going to take a minute to be like, where are we? It's only 11:23 a.m. And I often write that really explicitly. Like right now I'm currently editing my Access to Work video and feeling really excited about going back to it and finishing it later, right? This is literally what I'm writing. A big part of writing stuff down for me isn't necessarily that I need to revisit it and look at it later. There's just the very act of putting it to paper helps me like embed it more in my brain. So I'm not too attached to revisiting this, although I will because it's got my to-do list for the day on there. I'm also now just thinking about the fact that this client will be done at 12:30, and that I'll need lunch at some point, but I don't really know about that right now, but just as a reminder that there will be some lunch happening. I might want to break at that point. I will want to break at that point. I always feel like that after clients, right? I just need to like decompress and transition into like a different mindset. So I'm just going to make a note that actually doing some washing would be helpful, because those active tasks for me, if they're not feeling too overwhelmed and blah, blah, blah in the day, really help me like break up and have a brain break in between. So I'm going to put that actually what I need to do is divide the washing, because it's a mess at the minute, into the baskets it should be in, and put a wash on. Because we've got some really good weather coming up, so it's going to be good for wash days, and I do actually quite enjoy doing the washing, apart from the tail end of putting it away and all that stuff. Okay, client done, delightful as always. Sent the calendar invites for our next couple of sessions straight after the call, so then it would just be done and wouldn't become a thing. And then it's currently 12:48, so this is always when I'm like, I need some decompression time. I've been doing stuff this morning, done the client, getting a bit hungry. Mr. Rachel, who isn't usually here, probably works from home once a week-ish, usually not, but I thought I would capitalise on his presence. Went to see him, and he was going to go to the co-op, because without the accountability of going to the co-op, I probably would have just like, I don't know, found random scraps of food in the house. But instead we went to the shop, and the challenge that I have with feeding myself in the day is I generally quite like picnic type foods. I don't feel very carby. I'm at a place in my life where I don't feel that carby. But it's hard, because the easiest thing to do is like grab a sandwich, right? So I wander around co-op. I think about the fact I like co-op. I like picnic foods. There are certain foods that I'm just always drawn to. Guacamole is one of them. So I saw the guacamole. I was like, do I get some chips to go with the guacamole? And then I saw the chicken, and I was like, okay, we're going to make what I pretty much can always eat, which is Mexican rice type burrito bowl situation. So that's one of the things I love about going to the shop without any idea of what I want, is I'll just kind of just go, that's it. But sometimes I'll just wander around lost. So today worked out. So I'm going to make myself a little burrito bowl situation, and then chill in front of the TV for a while, take it from there. It's this time of day I get conscious of the fact that like I pretty much don't concentrate between 2 and 4 very well. Depends, sometimes I do, but mostly I don't. And so in my mind I'm like, I never want to take too much of a break now, because I'll end up having, even if I've had the rest, probably needing to take the break 2 to 4 anyway. But I'm not going to force myself to continue when I'm hungry and need the break. So let's do the things. I think one of the things that, quite understandably, I struggle with as a person with ADHD, as a human existing in the world, and as a self-employed person, is the never-ending question of whether you're doing enough. Honestly, it really fluctuates day to day for me. Yesterday was a really good day in terms of feeling like I was doing enough at the beginning, and I mean, I feel alright about it now, and we've let it go. But like I'm a bit disappointed with myself yesterday, because these are my good days, or like my best days in terms of feeling really activated to get stuff done. I feel like I need to capitalise on that, and when I don't, I'm like, it's a waste. And really, the error that I made yesterday, which is why I felt a bit disappointed, sorry, something in my eye, with myself, is I said I wasn't going to watch the next 4 episodes of Love is Blind UK until I was having my like chill week, because I know that I'll get distracted from needing to do my job. But in the middle of the day, I really just wanted to like some escapism, and I wanted that break. So I watched one, and then I got on with work, and then I watched another one. And what I think would have been a productive, even if it wasn't just like work productive, but just like journaling or doing something good for myself, evening turned into finishing watching Love is Blind, which of course I knew with every fibre of my being that's what was going to happen. So I think I have this tension with it that's like, in what, like, where is the line between ADHD things that you can't control, that you have to be really self-compassionate about, versus things that I know about myself enough by now that I should realise that, like, I shouldn't have started watching Love is Blind yesterday, right? That's a decision that I made. And I know this with TV. I've done videos about my struggle with TV. Like, if I'm going to watch one, we need to accept I'm going to watch them all, so the part of the day is a write-off. I quite like this. I quite like chatting to you while I'm doing other things. So yeah, it honestly fluctuates day to day, that feeling of it. And I feel like at a place in it now where I feel way better about it than I ever have. But of course, there's pressures. There's financial pressures. There's expectations pressures. There's all the pressures of like, am I doing enough? Especially when I have a lot of time, and I'm in a fortunate position to have lots of time. But then because of that, it's like, am I using the time in the most effective way? Right, what are we doing now? Do I want jalapenos? You know what? I just don't, and that's fine. Chicken and chorizo in rice. Tomato on the side. All for the texture on the crunchy little tortilla chips, and guacamole in the middle. The best part of it all. I'm going to turn this off while I go and probably watch an episode of Superstore, because I'm rewatching that at the moment, just to accompany my life. And I'll catch you later. Hello, I'm back. It's 1:37 p.m. I've had my lunch. I watched an episode of Superstore, which is a low-risk show to watch because I've already seen it multiple times, so I'm not going to get sucked in. I'm feeling really mellow and chill, and that's a good place to be in, but it's a risky place to be in because it's where I start to toe the line of like, can't really be bothered. But I'm feeling pretty. I've come back upstairs to just tackle the next thing, because something that I'm always constantly astounded by, and I've been kind of proving to myself more and more recently, is like, you can do a lot in an hour. And it's so easy to look at an hour and be like, is there any point? Like, what can I do? This whole concept of like, what is achievable in time. To be fair, even in 10 minutes, you can achieve a lot. The thing that I was struggling to get done this morning, it will take me 10 minutes. So you can do a lot in an hour. So like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, it's 20 to 2. I know by 3, it's highly likely I'll be ready for like a full-on break. So, but we got an hour and 20, and that's loads of time. This is where I just have a little bit of an honest moment with myself about what I tackle next. The video that I was editing this morning, I really wanted it to be released today. Originally, I wanted it to be released today. However, I think realistically it's not all going to get done and be ready. It could be. I think I could have it done. Not the video that I've mentioned in it that kind of connects to it, but that's fine. We can separate the two out. But the other thing related to that is like, I could focus on just that and getting that done today, but I will be frustrated and in my head about the fact that there's 2 other crucial things that I feel it's important to get done today. So I want to schedule some community posts for my membership. By the way, I have a membership now. If you want to join, go up here. I'm pretty sure I can link it. Otherwise, go to my channel, click join. If I don't do that today, that will play on my mind, and I will be like worried that I'm just getting behind and I'm not being, not doing the stuff. So that is important for me to do today. And then this email that I need to send, or variety of emails that I need to send, is important. So those are the 2 things. And this is generally how I like prioritize my time / reconsider it through the day, is what are the things that if I get to the end of the day that I'm going to think about and get that pang of anxiety that I haven't done them yet. So those are the 2 things that definitely need to happen. If I don't get this video released, last week Rachel will be disappointed in me, but current Rachel will not, because we are adapting with what needs to happen right now. And if I don't get through it all, I don't get through it all. But at the minute, it's not unreasonable to say that for the next hour, I will work on those community posts and the emails. And then this evening, do the video editing. I mean, that feels very reasonable. So I'm going to put that down for like the 4 or 5 p.m. onwards. Arguably, because I'm feeling quite chill and quite mellow, I find it easier to apply myself on the more boring tasks, I think. I'm due to take another medication within the next 20 minutes. I'm just going to do it now so it doesn't disrupt my flow and stopping stuff.
Blah, 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 blah. Writing emails, talking to myself a lot out loud. I don't know how I ever survived in an office, because I think I used to talk to myself out loud near people. Heyo, anyway, chew my face, classic stim. Off we go.
Okay, here's what's super interesting about this, right? That was 20 minutes. I have sent 5 emails, all in service of me letting old clients know how they can book again with me if they want to, and consults of people that I've spoken to that nothing came of, to just be like, hey, FYI, if you still want to coach, here's some options, which is always the thing that I procrastinate on so much. But like, it's taken me 20 minutes and I've done it and it's done. And the sense of relief from that, I think, is like one of those momentum building things that's like, oh, I've done that. anything is possible. So that's exciting. I'm going to schedule a couple of community posts. Yes, yep, that's what we're going to do. Okay, 2:15 p.m. We check in infrequently. I've scheduled one post for today. I'm sitting here trying to think of more content, and I'm reminded that I don't write content in this scenario. I write content when I'm walking. I write content when I'm moving. I write content when I'm not sitting at a desk. So we've done one. That doesn't feel complete to me because then I need to do more. But like, that's a start. I'm not in a zone right now where I'm gonna be like. I make a choice, right? I either go out, go for a walk, and be like, I'm creating content now, so we need to be active, or we go, what's the kind of activity that I can do? Did I turn the microphone on? Yeah. That is okay with the current zone that I'm in. I feel tired, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to go back to editing the video. Give it another 15-20 minutes, and if I'm still struggling, then we know it's time for me to have a break, because as I say, 2 and 4 is not my best hours. 3 is definitely not the one. It's currently 2:56 p.m. I'm doing well. I got to a place with the video that I'm editing that I wanted to release today where there's some big chunks of like things I need to figure out to add the graphics on there that I want to, that I'm not in the zone to do right now, and maybe I'll be in the zone to do later. But if I'm not, I'm okay with that. We good. What I am learning, even just explaining it to you, is that there's a constant need to adapt as a person navigating the day with ADHD. And like, I honestly think the better you can get at that, and the more okay you can feel with the need to do that, and the more you can see it not as a failure or a like procrastination but as a realignment of your priorities because of your energy levels, because of just like reasoned decisions about what makes sense, then that's really helpful. And I'm fighting the desire to caveat that with this fact that like I feel like it's a huge luxury for me as somebody that gets to have lots of autonomy over their time, which is true. And also as someone that doesn't like, I don't have a huge degree of accountability on this stuff. And that's a tricky situation, right? Because you need the accountability to get stuff done. But also I don't like too much because the expectation and pressure gets me in my head. But that's also like a luxury for me because that's how I've chosen to structure my business and my time. So like, I've given myself the space to be able to flow like this throughout the day. And one of the things that I would say mega is like, if you have a degree of autonomy over your time, you know what, if I'm being honest with myself, not even one, have 2 days a week out of your working week where you don't have your meetings and your calls and your obligations, and you just have free time, because there is no way that I would have the space to be this flexible and to rejig all of my priorities if I didn't have, and also just to feel free and okay about it, if I didn't have today and tomorrow now with like nothing else in but getting stuff done. Especially if you're trying to do creative stuff like content or, you know, writing or whatever it is, like you need the brain space. That's my 3 p.m. advice. What's going to be interesting is when I finish this video, like I tend to have the most momentum ever to edit straight after I have done a video. It's why I can't really bulk record multiple videos and then bulk edit them, because all I want to do after I've recorded a video is edit it and do it and like, yeah. So we'll see where this evening takes me, because I might end up just wanting to stay up and do this, but ride the waves, baby. Ride the waves.
So I actually did the video editing for another half an hour after that until I reached 3:30 and was really past the point of like, oh, I'm tired. So I came down to have my couple of hours rest time. Weighted blanket here always makes me feel lovely and rejuvenated. When I first lie down for of watching TV and recharging, I often have quite a lot of thoughts in my head, so I have a little notebook beside me that I'm just jotting things down to feel like I can just get them out of my brain and not act on them. And then naturally, I kind of get to a point where I'm not necessarily ready to work, but like I want to start moving. So I just did some washing, chores related stuff here.
Hello. So it's 5:15. I decided to get changed because I was just feeling uncomfortable. It's getting more and more humid. Yes, I'm wearing a Christmas t-shirt, but it's just so comfortable. So I decided to get changed. the point where now I want to like rejuvenate, ready to do some work, but I'm like, oh. I have just taken my last meds of the day, so that'll probably kick in the next like 20 minutes or so. So I'm hoping that will carry me through. Just don't really feel like it anymore, but this is the way. I also feel like I really need to do some stretches, but I'm going to yoga in the morning, so that'll help. I just feel like a crunched up bean. So yes, I don't really know what to do now. What I should do is go upstairs and start doing the final bit of editing that I told you I would do, but I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered, and I don't know whether... But I think my question in my mind with this, which comes back to this, like, am I doing enough, is more about, like, what am I going to do instead? Because if it's just, like, sit on the sofa and watch TV that I'm not really bothered about, then I'm wasting my time. Like, I might as well at least do something productive with it, and that doesn't have to be work. I'd like it to be work, but at least it's, like, you know, nurturing or productive or, like, nice in some way, and not just, like, sitting and doing nothing.
I decided what I needed to do was just to let myself lie here and scroll on my phone for a while, read quite a lot of news. I don't really get into doom scrolling because I don't have social media, so I can't get sucked in. Sometimes I do get sucked into YouTube, but I didn't go on it here. I just read the news for a bit and like just let myself try and feel psyched up in some way.
I don't know why I'm feeling particularly in an era of cannot be bothered. And this is when I start doubting, like, or whether I should trust it, do you know what I mean? Like, needing the break or not. Or, I don't know, whatever. I'm tired of hearing my own voice. I'm just gonna do some stuff. Nah, I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm annoyed about it, and I don't really know why I'm annoyed about it. Again, maybe my meds will kick in for the evening shortly, and I'll want to do something, but nah, not right now. I guess that's a day in my life. A day in my life working for myself. I feel reasonably content with the day. I'm a bit gutted that I didn't round off this stuff that I wanted to round off, but I'm also feeling like so very past the point in myself right now that I'm just going to be accepting okay with the fact that it's not going to happen. When I come to edit this, if I have anything to report about how that went, I'll slot it right in here. But otherwise, thanks for coming with me. See, I feel kind of interested in the idea of starting to edit this video together.
I'm so glad I caught this moment on camera because what you are witnessing here is the exact moment where my motivational spark of what I'm interested in meets my meds kicking in. And about 15 minutes after being certain that I was finished for the day and had nothing left in me, I spent 2 hours editing the 2.5 hours of footage that I'd captured for this video. So, meds plus natural inclination of interest conspired together, and I did 2 more hours of work.